88.1 XFM, Torong's hit music station. Also, the last episode of Mic Time with Marty Home Edition. I have a TikTok creator here who does so many facial expressions. He's a comedian, and hopefully everyone knows him. Say hello to Garth from South Africa.
Hello, hello. Good to be here.
So it's 10 o'clock in the morning for you.
Correct, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you're in New Zealand at the moment? And it's
Yes.
what, 8 o'clock?
Yes.
8 o'clock your evening.
8 o'clock in the evening, yeah. Wow.
Brilliant. I know New Zealand because when I was in grade 9, I had a crush on a girl who went there. She moved there. And then I did a project on it. I studied the 2 islands and Christchurch and the size of the islands, and that was my New Zealand knowledge. That's how I got introduced to New Zealand. So I was, I think, 15.
15
and
wow. Okay.
No random.
So how did you get into doing social media?
Basically, my background is comedy. I was class clown, the guy in end of junior school, always trying to make everyone laugh the whole time. So I was naturally like the funny person. And then, you'd always impersonate people. And early high school, I discovered that I could copy Jim Carrey really well, to the point where the whole school would go crazy. And then I'm actually, 22 years now into being a professional stand-up comedian. So as soon as I got out of school, comedy was naturally a thing to do. And then ever since social media became a thing, ever since YouTube, 2006, 2007, I've been kind of like chipping away at it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But never got any really good results until TikTok came along.
Thank you, TikTok. I'm actually the same as you, because I'm the class clown. I do stand-up comedy. I try and add new ways. I also do impressions. So
yeah,
we're kind of the same.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Definitely. I was watching your stand-up. It's fantastic. Like really, really, really good.
Thank you. It takes
I'm hoping. Yeah, well, I'm hoping as well. At some point, you could be a guest at a comedy festival in South Africa, kind of thing. But I would also love to gig in New Zealand in the future. So we can also, talk about that. Talk about setting up some kind of a guest program. I've got a lot of friends in Australia or NASA. So I'd also like to perform there. It's close enough.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what Jim Carrey impersonations can you do? Can you do Ace Ventura? Can you do the guys from Dumb and Dumber? Or
basically, what happened was before Ace Ventura came out, there was a thing in Living Color where Jim Carrey was doing all his characters.
Mm-hmm.
I was copying those characters when I started out. So I was copying before Jim Carrey was Ace Ventura. I was doing Fire Marshal Bill. I'll do a quick one for you guys quickly. It's basically the whole. You think you know it, Dan, but you don't. It's a whole like fire marshal thing. I used to copy that character in school, and then after the Ace Ventura movie came out, the whole school was doing, alrighty then, and then I obviously did my version, just the whole like walk down the passage exactly like him, and then from then, every time a movie came out, people would be like, do the mask, do Dumb and Dumber, So I pretty much have memorized most of his lines from his movies. The Grinch that I do a lot on TikTok, the whole is quite popular. And then obviously the Grinch's character, the whole righteous motivation. You're the freak with the red nose and nobody likes you. Then one day Santa Claus you and you save Christmas. So Jim Carrey's characters, as soon as I see him do something, then I can tend to kind of like wrap myself around it to a degree. So pretty much most of his characters, like Ace Ventura, the Dumb and Dumber, most of his characters, and even some of his skit characters, from A Living Color. And he's had a few guest appearances on SNL, that kind of thing. So yeah, basically, I get carried away, pretty much.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I especially loved watching Jim Carrey's Family Reunion on SNL.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Which is actually quite funny. His sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually get hold of his sister for you if you don't mind. His sister has the same thing you have going in Canada. She has a radio station, Rita. So Jim Carrey, those are his actual siblings. Not his. Those were actors acting as his siblings, but he has, two sisters and a brother. Unfortunately, I think his brother's passed away. But his sister's amazing. I talked to her, like, not because of Jim, but she's a nice person. She runs a cool radio station in New Zealand. I mean, in Canada, sorry, in Canada. She also sings amazing. He does karaoke performances. His family is amazing, actually. They're like down-to-earth, cool people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll actually inbox her your podcast, and maybe you guys can interview each other. It'll be quite cool.
That would be awesome.
But I mean, no, definitely. But I mean, I plan on in the future hooking you up with people that I would also like to see on your podcast as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. And if there's anyone from New Zealand that you want to interview, or anyone like
definitely.
that,
I'd love to do a crossover things, and then even maybe together interview people in the future. Because at the end of the day, when you were a kid, the way you would play like lemonade stand, or you'd play podcast. What's changed? It's the same thing. We must enjoy ourselves the same way. It's like anything is possible. Like I could inbox somebody on Twitter, and next thing I'm interviewing a celebrity.
Exactly.
You must have that kind of expectation of the impossible happening, because adds the joy.
Yeah, 100%. And I like people. Like, I probably am the first person to interview them. I'm like, just relax. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to play some games. It's basically talking to your best friend, but this is going to be streamed. So I'm being myself.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, my podcast is called the Garth podcast, a conversation with myself. It's basically the way I see it,
Funnily enough, I actually interviewed. Do you know Heather Shaw?
Isn't she on a series? Isn't she? Isn't she like a actress?
So she's on TikTok and she does Jim Carrey. She looks, sounds, and acts like him.
Oh, no ways! Did you hear the show? How can I not know that? She's the best. She's like #1 Jim Carrey impersonator. She's basically his daughter. Like
exactly.
They cloned her, basically.
Her lesbian
Did you get to
daughter.
Interview her?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
that's absolutely incredible, dude. Well done.
So I could give you her contacts as well. So
that would be out of this world. I would out of this world to do that. And then also I was thinking, I don't know if you're into interviewing Jim Carrey characters, but there's a girl named Stacy. She's on Twitter. She's very prolific at the moment, but she's Jim Carrey crazy. She got a full-on Jim Carrey tattoo of Sonic on her arm.
Oh my god!
I know. So you could actually maybe interview, like you've interviewed me now, Heather, get hold of Stacy, and you could actually do a podcast series called Getting Carried Away. The Jim Carrey's max fans, the ones that just get crazy and like, already then, already, it's like, it'd be quite cool. We should put that together. I'll get hold of Stacy. She'd love to let you interview her. And then there's Hot Peppers. He's amazing. I can get hold of him as well and get him to contact with you.
No.
Hot Peppers is great, eh?
No.
Hot Peppers is amazing. The way I see it, I was given a Cokie, Hot Peppers was given a crayon, Heather was given a pencil, and we were all told to draw Jim Carrey. So we all do our version of him, but it's our different tweak on the guy, And then we get him to watch the documentary. It'll be great. That's our project, okay?
Okay.
So the idea is seeding now, and then let's see if we can flash back on this podcast when he watches the actual thing and laughs at our Getting Carried Away documentary.
It's
fun,
set in stone.
Nice, dude. Nice.
So
cool.
What other impressions can you do besides Jim Carrey?
The rest of mine are like silly because my whole thing is like hacks. I don't know if you've seen Man on the Moon, where Jim Carrey does the life story of Andy Kaufman. And then Andy Kaufman's got a very popular thing where he's like, hello, I'd like to do the impersonations. First I'll be doing Jimmy Carter, the American president. Hello, I'm Jimmy Carter. So what he does is he doesn't actually do an impersonation. He just carries on like himself. And I like doing that a lot. Like I like to almost be a hack. So I'll do Christopher Walken, but I'm not doing it properly. I'm doing it badly, almost on purpose. Yeah. Because that becomes funny. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I've got like, Yoda and your classic characters, and I can do accents and stuff. But it's really just like a front, if you know what I'm saying. It's just how do I say it? My entertaining is a vehicle to an understanding. I am more about self-realization and what is human consciousness, and why do we laugh, and what is funny, and how do mirror neurons work and what is the quantum realm. My comedy and entertainment is purely a vehicle for that stuff.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I basically just do it just to make people laugh. I always try and make at least one person laugh each day. And if I don't, I have to do some kind of weird ritual or something like that. But it's never happened before, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And like when I do comedy, like you've probably had the moments when you pull a joke and all you hear is cricket noises. I hate that, but I kind of put it to my advantage. So
yeah, absolutely. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. 100%. And the thing is to learn to embrace that, to learn to eventually embrace it and almost like, sit in it for that moment.
Exactly. And I know how you were talking about.
To me, that becomes,
Yeah, I know how you were talking about you doing like Christopher Walken, but he's like a silly version. Well, I do Donald Trump, and it's a silly version. Like having like, we're gonna be well, it's gonna be amazing to be Donald Trump. And
dude, that's great. That's amazing.
And, like people would message me, or like I had a girl who was watching one of my videos and I tapped her on the shoulder and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Donald Trump."
But the second you did that, my comedy brain, my writing brain kicks in, and I'm like, you have to do a Donald Trump coming out of the closet. You have to. Like, you have to. You have to. Like, you have to get a colorful blazer, you get your flag, and you tell the truth. You tell the truth. The only reason why you were so mean was because you've got the secret, and now you must do it in the voice. It'll be such a beautiful skit. That on TikTok will viral. It'll get 1 million, you'll become famous overnight. Let me write ideas for you. So in the future, we'll also become writing partners. Like, I'll just write up ideas. You show me what your little bag of tricks are. Yeah. And as soon as someone points something out, my brain just goes, oh, and then we take that and we put it in the bar with a piece of string and the Pope. My brain just like runs with it, basically.
And the Pope?
Yeah, and the Pope. It'll add credibility to 11% of the population. We've done our research.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the name for your podcast, A Place Called Happy Pills?
It was a play that I wrote. In 2003, I wrote a play about a person who's just meditating, and when they open their eyes, there's a character in front of them who copies them, and then as they get more upset, then the copying changes so that it's, in other words, when we're irritated, there's a distortion in the mirror, and then it was a stage play that I wrote where that person meets a character named Logic. And it meets crime and mime, twins who copy each other, mime and crime. And it's basically just a play, and he ends up meeting Buddha. And it's really just it's a mirror world. The play was about a mirror world. And that if you can take the benefit of what a mirror can do for you, you live in a place called Happy Pills. That's the whole philosophy. And so this reality is a mirror, I believe. And if you take the way your world enhances you, not the way it can dissipate you, like you always take it as constructive, then you live in a place called Happy Pills. So to me, comedy, truth, consciousness, it's the banner name for me, A Place Called Happy Pills. And then once I got once I got a bit of a clout on TikTok, I actually created a group of people called A Place Called Happy Pills, where different creators basically just use the hashtag, if you know what I'm saying. So we've got people who do like horror makeup. We've got Alpha King who does voices in Australia. So it's kind of a creative collective now, and it can get lent to anything really, That's pretty much it. Let's go Happy Pills.
It's amazing. I came up with Mike Time Marty because, well, I'm Marty and I'm talking to someone and my headphone says Mike's. So
brilliant.
Why not?
Brilliant. Funny enough, I had a friend also in the beginning of 2000 named Mike, and then the whole thing was two mics and a mic stand, because we used to do like stage shows all the time. Like 2 mics and a mic stand, or 1 mic and a mic stand, or whatever the thing was. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. And then can I ask you a question? I know you're interviewing me, but I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Where would you like, what's ultimate? Are you talking Joe Rogan? Is that what you see for yourself, level? Or are you thinking studio Oprah style?
I'm morely going towards probably something like
Alan?
Ellen DeGeneres.
I thought so. So more Oprah style, more the studio,
Yeah,
sitting down, couches.
yeah, playing games,
Brilliant.
giving
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
giving away stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because my thing is, I don't know, what is your thing about parallel realities? Do you believe in parallel realities,
Yes.
quantum mechanics?
Yeah.
So now there's a version of New Zealand a year from now where there's a new talk show. It exists. You
Hmm.
just need to occupy that space. It's that simple. Picture the show. Picture it. Not your show. Picture the show. Picture what the stage looks like. Picture why it's working. Picture why New Zealand needs it now. Picture why the whole world's going to enjoy it. Picture
Hmm.
what those games do for people's psyche. Just picture the show that you admire. Occupy it, and just eventually occupy it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because it is, and it'll be fun as well if you think about it. You interview Heather Shaw, and everybody just lends a bit of their magic, if you know what I'm saying, to little
Yeah.
projects. We interview each other, and we can build anything. We can build
Exactly.
anything. We can have any lemonade stand we want.
Yeah. Well, some of the first ever one I did was with a guy who's in a TV show that most people from New Zealand and Australia know. And then I just started messaging people, and I've had a guy who won like Germany's Got Talent and was on America's Got Talent, and he does the halftime show for the NBA.
You
And
see, do you see how quick? But you see how quickly it is. Do you see how quick it
mm,
would take people a year to achieve even one of those things?
and it took me a few weeks. So
Yeah, beautiful, eh?
so what's it like in South Africa? Because I know here in New Zealand it's hot, like it's cold, but like for South Africa, how well known are you?
Oh, me personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is, I've been doing it for 20 years.
Hmm.
During the 2000s, from 2000 and say 1 to 2000 and say 7, I was at all the comedy circuits. If you knew South African comedians, you knew me. And then I basically went the corporate route. So I would only gig if I got paid well. Otherwise, I
Hmm.
wasn't interested. That kind of thing. And then in 2012, I did Idols. The Idol singing competition.
Yeah.
So I did that locally, did the Jim Carrey thing on it from the cable guy. When
Yeah.
the truth is found to be, that whole thing. And
Yeah.
obviously that got me huge awareness. You know what I'm saying? I got
Hmm.
to go on the radio station like twice after that, like local radio, like 5 million people heard me. And then in 2015, I did SA's Got Talent.
Hmm.
So that was Got Talent. So I got to go on TV again. But I'm more popular internationally than I am within my own country because of TikTok. If I look at my breakdown, it's 15% of my followers are in the United States,
Hmm.
then South Africa, then Brazil and Russia, then Australia, and then it goes into England, France, all over the world basically. So my
Yeah.
my popularity is very thinly spread everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the same with mine. Like my following, because I'm close to 4,000, fingers crossed, is um
Brilliant.
like half of them are from the States, some of them are from England, and then there's like a small percentage that are from New Zealand and Australia,
Mm.
like a very small percentage. So
But I think as well, I think we're actually better off getting the whole world's coverage and then
mm,
slowly building it up.
mm,
Like I wouldn't want to go to. I mean, yeah, I'll go to my theaters and I'll perform here, but there's a world stage, and you can do it digitally. So why not access that? If you ever had a product in the future, it would sell better than just to New Zealanders, if you know what I'm saying.
exactly.
So it's interesting. It's almost like our old energy wants us to make it local, but
Mhm.
you can see the thing is trying to make it international. It's trying to make it more of a bigger thing. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Maybe interplanetary eventually. Who knows?
who knows? Actually,
Yeah.
Heather did a video on her story saying that she just finished doing an interview with a guy from New Zealand. And when I asked him what time it was, and she's like, I couldn't tell you where New Zealand is on the map. I just know that they're aliens.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, we come in peace.
Live long and prosper, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to make a joke at the end of this podcast. I'll make it now. At the end of the podcast, podcast I was going to say to you, you're quite charismatic for someone from New Zealand. I thought you'd be a lot more shyer. Because they filmed in the Shire, in the Hobbit. Sorry, that was a really bad joke. I thought you'd be a lot more shyer, hobbits and all. Anyway, yeah, I'm known for really bad puns. I was gonna save that for the end of it.
So am I.
I was gonna save.
Me and my dad would literally like go for a drive, and I'd go to the supermarket, and I would see freaking bananas. And I'm saying like, "Oh, you're very appealing," or like, I have a joke about potatoes. I just don't know where to start, and stuff like that. So
that's the best stuff. I discovered puns and dad stuff. The most underrated comedy on the planet. It works for everybody. It's fun. It's simple. It's good stuff, eh? It is good stuff.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a great question.
I told you I had good questions.
Wow, that's a good question. No, because that question, if you watch my lives, I mean, you were in my last live now.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about me is I'm overly metaphysical. I'm like, life is a dream. There's only the thing that's real is this moment. Mm-hmm. So to project into the future, it isn't my nature. My nature is to be present and to bring energies to the present and try and make the present the perfect moment, basically. But my goal is just to see how these elements come together. Like, I don't have an actual answer. Like, I got a new camera yesterday. Photography is another major passion of mine. A major passion of mine. And so I'm not going to stick to one thing. I'm going to do whatever my passion is for the day. So if I'm podcasting, then I'll make some TikTok videos. Then I'll do some photography. Then I'm going to do some comedy. Then I might go and write a skit with somebody. I've got a writing partner that I'm going to start writing skits with. Mm-hmm. And I want to see how the elements come together. I want to see what the universe, where it opens up doors and where it blocks things. I want to see what it wants to create, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, Yes Man with Jim Carrey, where he says yes to everything that's presented to him. Mm-hmm. Same idea, but it's not about the yes. It's about feeling the path of least resistance. Mm-hmm. So that I'm led to how I would be best utilized. Yeah. If I was an extension of the planet, how would it best utilize me?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So I'm basically the same. Like, each day there'll be times when I don't want to do TikTok. I want to make comedy or act or do my magic stuff. Like, you've obviously seen my comedy stuff, and I can stick nails at my nose and stuff like that. And
I haven't seen that. No.
You haven't?
Not the nose stuff. No, I've seen some of your stand up at 2 different venues, but I haven't seen any of the nail stuff or any of that kind of thing. Are you familiar with? Well, definitely. I'm definitely going to watch more of your content. But I mean, do you know Jonathan, the Incredible Jonathan? You've heard of that guy? Or the Amazing Jonathan? It's the Amazing Jonathan.
Yes.
But if he's from America, and it was an Australian person that he befriended. That guy's dad still got him a gig on an advert or whatever. But that idea of comedy with magic, basically. I don't know if you haven't seen him, definitely watch his stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a great way to, I don't know, maybe to inspire that whole concept of he would, take tennis rackets and he would just do weird stuff, basically, pretend to break his hand, but he would have a fake hand in there. And it's just sleight of hand with comedy, puns, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff.
I did the nail, and I've got them here anyway. I did the nail. I did the nail.
So that's
yeah.
How big is that? Dude.
And I was like, oh, this is a hood version of a COVID test.
What? Old?
It's a hood version. So in the gangster, we call it the hood. So it's like that, but COVID.
Hectic.
So why not?
Hectic.
And
man.
I could also be interviewing Todd Robbins, who does the sideshow, who travels all around the world. He's taught some of the biggest names in magic.
Hectic. That's pretty rad, eh? But then you just go leapfrogging. You just go leapfrogging now from person to person, and eventually, their followers, if like say 1% of a person's followers watches the podcast because they like the person, and you just keep gathering it like that. It's amazing, and then eventually once you've got a certain amount of names under your belt, people will want you to interview them,
Exactly. Everyone's been saying
Pretty
like,
exciting.
just stick to New Zealand people. I'm like, no.
Mm-mm.
Like I literally just scroll through TikTok, and if someone that I like, I message them. Like, what was your reaction when I messaged you?
It's funny. It perfectly timed up. I had already done a few podcasts, and I wanted to get into doing more of these. And that morning, I was like, okay, I need to start messaging people and start to literally line them up so that they happen, so that there's a momentum, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then the first message I saw was you inviting me to do yours. And I was like, remember, I still said only if I can interview you afterwards.
Exactly.
So yeah, we do that early next week, eh? Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Brilliant.
And I'll be at the
Brilliant.
radio
Yeah.
station, so you won't be able to see this amazing door.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool. And then also I'm going to start basically just sending people your way. I'll send them this and then say, listen, here's the contact, please, that kind of thing. So I'll start sending people that have followers. I mean, I don't know if you know Alpha King. He's an Australian dude, got 340,000 followers on TikTok, does voices. He's gotten the world's best voice impersonator to comment on his videos. Now he's like my best TikTok friend. Like me and him, he's been giving me gifts since like my first day of live streaming. And he's a part of Happy Polls. Like I can easily get him, you in contact with him, that kind of thing. Do you know Gilmer Crows? Gilmer Crows, he's a top 10 character. He follows me. Like I could inbox him as well you can interview him. And he's got like what, 33 million followers? It's crazy. So it's just about that. And then when you interview him, he'll say, oh, I can get hold of Justin Bieber for you, that kind of thing. And it just keeps unfolding. And then it just carries on like that. I mean, who knows who Gilmer knows, Because you tell Gilmer who you've interviewed and how cool this is coming together, he's going to offer some people up as well.
It's, my dream interview would be
Oprah, to interview Oprah.
But it would be Jim Carrey, of course. Brendan Urie, who's a singer. Okay. Justin Timberlake.
Brendan Fraser. I get hold of Brendan Fraser.
No, you're kidding.
No, I'm joking. Brendan Fraser's been a meme at the moment because he's all out of shape and stuff. But I probably could get hold of him. Anything's possible. It's gonna believe.
I was gonna say. Poor. So
you go to Twitter. You go to Twitter and just inbox all these people, and then you'll see. It's like throwing a handful of stones at a crowd. Some of the stones are going to hit the people.
Some of them are just going to go.
Yeah, exactly. All good.
So, what was your reaction when you hit the astounding 1 million likes?
That was pretty cool. As in, it happened pretty quickly. I did a video. If you know TikTok, you'll know this video. If you were on TikTok a year ago, where it's that song by Vitus, the. I did like a crazy like, and then that video got 500,000 in the first week. 500,000 views. That was the first viral video in my life, basically. And then a week later, I did another OMFG video.
Yeah.
So it took about 3 months. It took about 3 months to get that first million. But the likes was almost secondary to the fact that I was getting, 200, 300,000 views a day.
Yeah.
I've gotten over 40 million views on my TikTok channel. Is that your side or my side? What is that?
It's mine. My parents.
Oh, okay. Cool. Brad. But that's what I'm saying. Like this interview now, watching this 2 years from now, when you've got a giant studio that's all shiny, you know what I mean? And then this moment where your parents thingy, you can play this little clip on your show, like at your 10-year anniversary in the future.
And exactly not having this stuff all over the place.
I love it. That's so cool, dude.
I'm moving.
And this becomes archival footage in the future.
Yes. So where do you see yourself going next? Like, you've already got your podcast. You've got.
Basically, I think it's limitless. I
Mhm.
could end up in a Netflix movie tomorrow. Basically, anything can happen. Anybody could see me and go, listen, I like him. Let's put him there. And in the same breath, I don't care.
Mm.
To be honest with you, I don't care. I've already achieved more than I would want to achieve. I've already got the tools to. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, if I just keep making TikTok videos and I still keep getting to talk to people and making friends around the world, and I
Mhm.
get paid to do this, and I don't have a boss, I don't have some dumb human telling me what to do.
Yeah.
I've won. I've already won. My life is perfect right now, and everything is just an add-on to that. Everything is just is another flower on top of the perfect moment, basically. But I would like to achieve. To be honest, I would like to achieve something cool, like be in a movie, get a Netflix special.
Mm.
Because of the people who've watched me and monitored me, for them, it'll just create such a boost of what's possible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I do on purpose take lazy paths. I do on purpose not try. I do on purpose. I'm a hack. And
Yeah.
so if I can still achieve something with my attitude, that whole thing, it'll be funny and it'll be a novelty. You know? So I'm just open to possibilities. You know, open to possibilities.
Yeah. So I would message people, like I messaged Obama thinking he's not gonna message me, and he didn't. But then there's been guys like, I've seen you a lot on my For You page, I've seen Heather a lot on my For You page, and I just take like a jump in the water and you message back. I'm like, okay, this is real. So
Yeah. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if like a week from now Obama gets hold of you. That's what I say. Is it's all possible. I mean,
yeah.
look at what Logan Paul said when he fought Mayweather. We're living in the Matrix. Anything is possible. And now you just basically take the plunge, like you said. Just jump in, and then I guarantee the universe will meet you. Guarantee it every
Exactly.
time.
Okay, Garth, are you ready to play a game?
Okay, I didn't know we were playing games. Rad, yes.
Yes, that's
I
how we
am.
do it here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so of course you and I do impressions. So
Mm-hmm.
we are going to give each other an impression and a scenario,
Okay.
and we just got to act it out using that impression.
Okay.
So,
sounds brilliant. I'm ready. Improv. Right. Let's go.
Cool.
Whew, not nervous.
Not nervous at all. I'm fine.
No. If you verbalize I'm not nervous, it helps, apparently. I don't know. Feel worse now. Carry on. Let's go. Do this. Okay. I'm ready.
All right. Let's see if you can do Trump.
Oh.
And Trump is at a barista and the person gets his coffee wrong.
I'm Trump about a barista. You got my flat white wrong. China. All I can do is Trump. I actually can't do Trump. I can't do Trump. I haven't actually tried to do his tone, his voice. I actually can't do him. I just go, China. The virus is from China.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. I'm sorry.
No problem. Let's go. Ace Ventura is at a barista and the person gets his coffee wrong. Here you go.
Not alrighty then. Okay, that was it. Sorry. Sorry. All I could do was do the whole not alrighty then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What's one for me? Be nice.
I do want to do one for you. I want to do Trump.
Okay.
And it's Trump. And he's basically at a frozen yogurt stand, and he's explaining the special toppings of frozen yogurt. Special toppings on the frozen yogurt. Donald Trump's frozen yogurt.
I need a prop for this.
Here we go.
How we do it here.
You're about to witness greatness.
Hopefully. Okay. All right. How's it going, my fellow Americans? I would like a frozen yogurt with all these toppings. I want blueberries. I want cherries. Just make sure you don't add Cheetos, because honestly, my hair is bright enough. And honestly, I don't want an ice cream cone on it because I already look like an upside down ice cream cone and I don't like you. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, dude. You're too good at that, though. It's brilliant. You have to create, as in this is separate to that was brilliant. You have to create basically a Trump character, but it's you. You keep your hair the same. You did it. If you've got a suit to put on with a tie, put it on. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. You have to. Like it's Trump from New Zealand, 1 degree to the left. That's it. And he likes boys.
That's
well, men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Likes males. It's such a great character. I think it's such a great character. It really is. In fact, it reveals more about Trump than Trump's willing to reveal. I think it's beautiful. Seriously. And you put yourself in scenarios over and over again. Hundreds of scenarios. You're a surf instructor. You know, Trump surf instructor, you know.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Brilliant. You must utilize that basically. That Trump impression is really good.
Thank you. Well, how about we do something that's a little bit more easier? I'm going to put a minute on my clock, and I want to see how many impressions you can do in under a minute.
Whoa.
And I'll do the same, don't worry.
Okay, cool. I'm ready. And I can do any impressions. I can do any impressions. It doesn't have to always be faces. It can be voices as well. Cool. Ready when you are.
Yep. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, busy day. Busy. I just spent 4 hours burying my cat. 4 hours to bury a cat. Yes, it wouldn't keep still wriggling around and howling. Oh, it wasn't dead then. No, but not an all-well cat. Right. Here's some motivation. You know, you don't be the freak with the red nose. Nobody likes you. Then one day, Santa Claus you save Christmas. Action. Can't believe I ate the whole thing. Do you feel lucky, punk? You say one thing, she says another, then you swap around. You're tearing me apart. That one was really bad. Now, I need more cowbell in my life. Walking in a winter wonderland. Are we past 1 minute? You just start now. There it is. Cool.
Hey. All right.
I wasn't expecting to do impressions. I actually need to actively work on my impressions because I can do them. I just need to, you know, put the effort in.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you gonna do a minute now?
Yes.
Brilliant. I want to watch this.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna be the world. It's gonna be amazing. Well, I want to see if you can do Barack Obama. Hey, Brian. Hey, Peter Griffin here. Homie, I mean those thoughts again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Ew, Smithers, go get my bubble berries. In a world, one man. Why won't this bloody thing work? Hello, how's it going? Vato, ¿qué pasa? Ohana moves problem. Problem is never behind.
No, totally not to that. I love it, brother.
Yes, what do you want more? Yeah.
Who do you think the best New Zealand comedian is right now? Who's number one?
Oh. Right now, back then it was Billy T. James, but right now it's a mixture between Tom Sainsbury, who I've already interviewed. Okay. And
That's so cool.
And
that is so cool.
Oh, what's her name? I can't remember. But yeah. Hold on.
Because your the way I see it, your base talent, it can fit into the container of New Zealand's next best comic. Meaning between those voices, it's just about writing the content that brings those voices into ridiculous situations. It's like you basically have the skills to become super famous as a comedian. It's really impressive, dude. And then how's your TikTok? How many followers do you have on TikTok at the moment?
Let me have a look. And it's Ursula Carlson, who I'm trying to get for an interview. Right now I have 3,531.
It just seems, I suppose also shame. 3-4 months ago, TikTok changed. And before then, one of your videos where you doing a voice would viral, get 100,000 views, no problem. In the last 3 to 4 months, it's like you pay for views. And people like me, I have 189,000 followers. You know, you're lucky if you get 3,000 views on a video, you know, and it's not right because it used to be 10 likes means you get show to 100 people. It was a direct like for 10 shows. Now I can have 100 likes and the video only has 2,000 views, but it should have 10,000 based on this, or it should have been shown to 10,000 people. So it's not the same place anymore. TikTok isn't the same, you know, because your skill set would viral. Alpha King does the same thing you do, and he's sitting on like 340,000 people.
Yeah. Well, I actually interviewed Vincent Matola, who does like Phineas and Ferb, Caillou, Elmo, stuff like that. So.
Wow. How many interviews have you done so far?
Oh gosh. Actually, speaking of that, my latest video, 3,504 views.
Brilliant. You can see how quickly it's gonna grow, eh? The whole thing's just leapfrogging. Your top achievements are always getting knocked up, basically.
Exactly.
I'm glad I made friends with you now before you're famous and popular. So that you must do the same thing now. Now what you do is you go and spot people that are going to be famous in the future and befriend them just before they become famous. They'll feel loyal to you and stuff.
I've done 27 and you're number 28.
That's crazy. I was born on the 28th. That's fantastic.
I was born on the 27th.
My dad was born on the 27th. Bruce Lee was born on the 27th. Just a random point. That, you know, the architect is on the 27th floor.
What month?
Mine is November, same as Bruce Lee.
So is mine.
You know, no, so you're the same as my dad. So you share Bruce Lee's birthday.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. So we're both Sagittarians.
Yes.
Rad. That explains it. Sagittarians are like Taylor Swift. The majority of celebrities are Sagittarians. Like over a third of celebrities are Sagittarians. We're optimistic and
yeah,
and stuff, and charismatic and good looking and humble and all that other shit. I mean, sorry, other stuff. I'm not sure if that was the first swear word I said.
It's fine. You're allowed to swear. I do it all the time.
I don't generally, but I use it more potent. You know, if you don't swear all the time, then when you do, it's more potent. That's why I don't swear. I say that's the reason, but secretly, I'm scared my parents are going to disapprove. Secretively, but don't tell them.
One of my friends actually said, if you don't swear at least once a day, something's wrong with you.
It's a Joker card. Swearing is like the Joker. It can mean anything. It's like the abstract card. You can just put it down and it can mean whatever, you know.
Well, speaking of Joker,
perfect word. Haha. Do you see how that happens, eh? How life, you point out things and then suddenly there's parallels all the time.
Exactly.
Crazy like that. Crazy. Like, some people, if you were into like spiritual stuff, you would think it was like soul group stuff. Like we're in the same soul group. That's why we're meeting now.
Exactly.
Like we've had past lives together.
Yeah.
It is true. I believe it. I just like taking the Mickey out. I just like taking the Mickey out as truth.
Yeah.
I like teasing truth. I like, you know, that's my humor, to take the Mickey out of truth.
Yeah.
To make fun of divine revelation. You know?
It shall be mine.
Yeah. Oh yes, it shall be mine. Jesus is like, stop it, you're freaking us out. Stop being weird. sorry, my lord.
Okay.
Awesome.
Could you, because I can do a little bit of a Jim Carrey, but can you give me like a little tutorial on how to do the ideal Jim Carrey?
Definitely. Basically, if you talk to Jim Carrey first on the same conversation, he's going to say, try and be as insecure and as confident as you can at the same time. So picture like if a confident person would push themselves forward, an insecure person would pull themselves back. do both. He says that's the number one way that he catches the way Jim Carrey acts. So it's like he's literally talking. He's pulling in both ways. That's what gets his face is so like, that whole thing. The whole. And so that's the main thing. You must just because with Jim as well, he was the world's best impersonator for like a long time. 150 characters. He was the world's best. And his whole thing was he was the first time he wasn't impersonating them. He was trying to embody their essence. And so with me as well, like when I would do Jim Carrey impressions, it wasn't always the best copy of him, but I was giving off that energy of his, the whole like, what do you mean? And so basically that's the main detail. Otherwise, I think perform it like you think you're doing it perfectly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Picture someone who can't sing standing there and wailing the song, like, I believe, even though you can't sing. Same with Jim. Do Jim like you're the best at him, if you know what I'm saying. Give it a shot. Go for it.
Okay. So I do something like, alrighty then. Your number's 911.
Okay, now again, with this time, like picture some of yourself being left outside of time, and then some of yourself returning to time. So it sounds like, alrighty then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's almost distorted. He's almost like jumping around time, and then dragging the righty then. Alrighty. And then almost going wobbled into like, if you know what I'm saying, like
yeah. Okay. So what, like, alrighty then.
Do you see the improvements? Like you can watch the video afterwards, and just between those two, if you were alone and you weren't feeling self-conscious and you kept doing that, you would tune it in more and more and more and more until it was ridiculously close. Now, funny that you doing exactly that after you make a joke about something, like in a normal stand thing, and then you do like you're talking about thingy, and then you go, I'm sorry, and you don't make the joke because you're not doing Jim yet, and you say to the audience, I'm getting carried away. Alrighty then, and then you just carry on. But you don't do the I'm getting carried away after you do some Jim Carrey. You do it, and then after that I'm getting carried away, you do your little thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
well done,
I actually have a show next week.
Oh really?
On getting my phone here. What's the date?
Are you gonna do you live stream your performances? Do you film all of them?
So I record all of them. It's actually the Tuesday of our interview.
Okay. Which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Mm.
Okay. So if you could change anything about social media, what would it be?
18. But I agree with Bo Burnham. You should be 18 before you're allowed to touch social media, because it's making it very difficult to be honest and truthful, because this world lies to the kids. This world lies to children. There's two different sets of truths, and it's so difficult when that cognitive dissonance kicks in a person where this is how I'm with my friends, this is how I'm with my boss, and you're different people to different people. And like if you look at The Mask, Jim Carrey's movie The Mask, it's really about that. It's about how do I align my subconscious, my unconscious, and my conscious together. I need to be authentic all the time. Now, if I'm going to lie to kids about Santa and Easter bunnies, and the internet, that's the simple version of the lie. It gets more complicated when it comes to how am I in relation to sexuality? Can I be truthful about it? Or must I agree to where the planet is on sexuality? And the planet, for some reason, has made sexuality a no-no, even though it should be celebrated the same as the third eye or the truth. It's the same as everything else. But we can't do that because the adults are going to go, oh, you can't talk that way. And I don't know where it should begin and end. So I would prefer the internet to be 18 and above, so we don't have to censor ourselves and we can just be honest with each other, if you know what I'm saying. Because now, say I've got a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old in my life, I want to speak my truth. I don't want to lie and gaslight them into what society wants them to believe, because that's how I had to fix that myself. I was lied to growing up. I would have preferred honest adults, if you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So the one thing I would change is either it's a free fall and people must understand that, so you can be any age, but I prefer it to be 18 or 17 or 16. And in an age where we didn't have to censor ourselves, so we could be honest all the time. We weren't conditioned to front with each other. I think it's such a bad thing. Humans fronting creates cognitive dissonance, and we're basically disempowered as beings. Yeah. I haven't thought about this.
Same.
And yourself? What's your thing? I can ask.
I think that, yeah, probably the same thing. Maybe 18. And also, I hate being followed by people that don't have videos.
So they can investigate you back to front, scrutinize you in and out, and then they're just a gray face who can comment and insult, and they don't get touched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you. So basically, if you're on social media, you must be registered. Basically,
yeah,
you must be able to look up that person, know everything about them. It should be clear and transparent. They shouldn't be allowed to throw stones at you from behind a wall, basically.
Well, like,
I hear what you're saying.
If people search up like Martin _music 2711 or Mike Time with Marty, they can see it. So if they search up your name, they see your TikTok, they see your Instagram, they see your YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Basically, yeah, incognito people who, try and cause mental and emotional damage to creators. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So Garth, do you want to get a little bit weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was. Like, answer is yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
yes.
So one of my little tricks, of course, is this.
Nail in the nose.
Yes, it's called the human blockhead. I actually did this with a magician from Ireland.
Sick.
And it was awesome. So for anyone watching this, please do not try it at all. So this is my version of a COVID test.
What the? That's hectic, dude. Sure, I think you nailed that one.
Don't.
That was so good. Dude, that's crazy. And have you done that video on TikTok, or will they take it down?
No, I've done it.
And is it viral?
I think so. It was one of my
I'll make it viral. I'll duet the nail video. It'll make it viral. It'll automatically viral. After this video, I'm gonna do a shout out anyway, saying to go watch the podcast. Yeah. But I'll do a second shout out of the nail one so that you can get some attention. You deserve. You need more followers on TikTok, basically.
Well, after this, I will do a video of me doing the impressions and doing the nail.
Brilliant. And I'll duet that then. Do a shout out. I'm doing 2 shout outs. I did the one saying that we're doing the interview, but I'm gonna do another one saying that it's live, and I'll put your link to your blog, that kind of thing. Awesome.
My life is set.
Yeah, no, it is. You just got to enjoy the ride now. Just enjoy the ride, basically. Let it unfold and let things surprise you. The fact that you've interviewed Heather Shaw, it just shows you it's limitless. I mean, she gigs at improv. She's a professional stand-up comedian. It's fantastic. How did you get hold of you? Just message her on TikTok?
No, so what I do is I saw your video on my For You page, messaged you on Instagram. That's how I got most of them. And then I've emailed a few.
And her?
Yeah, I emailed her on Instagram as well. And
crazy. Nice, eh? That's amazing.
It just happened.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. Hopefully we
Cool.
can.
I have to go in 2 minutes. Just I don't know how much longer you wanted to do this, but I have to run in like 2 minutes.
I was actually going to say, Garth, I'm going to give you the floor. Promote yourself.
No, brilliant. Thank you. Awesome, guys. As you know, my name is Garth217. If you're going to watch me anywhere on TikTok or whatever, you can look up a place called Happy Pills. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Facebook. I have like 90,000 followers on Facebook, Reddit as well. Got quite a few. Yeah, I think other than that, just follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, you know, the person you really want to follow is Martin. That's who you want to follow.
All right.
And thank you so much for interviewing me. I really enjoyed this. This has been really fun.
No problem. Before you go, do you mind if we quickly film a TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen some of my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know my intro?
No. If you say it to me, then I'll remember. I do. It's your boy here or man child. Is that it?
That's it.
Good, eh?
Got it. All right. So I'll do my little intro, and then I'll
Cool.
flip it over to you, and you can do whatever you within reason. I don't want to get discrimination.
Yeah. I'll probably just do the French.
All good. All right. Hello, TikTok. It's your boy or man child. Anyway, so I'm currently on an interview with yet another Jim Carrey impersonator. You know who he is? Guess. And flip. Oh my God, it's the Grinch. Everyone say hello to Garth. He's going to be helping me out with some of my more interviews, and also he's going to be interviewing me for his podcast. And look at that. How can you not?
Right, here's my motivation. You're an audience with a beautiful host. His name is Martin. Action! Brilliant! Flawless podcast, Martin. Excellent. And scene.
Awesome. So the video will be
dude.
on Mike Time with Marty on YouTube. Also, go follow this dude. Please. He is hilarious.
Well, dude, I can't wait for the future. I'm going to share a stage with you sometime in the future. We will do stand-up and comedy sometime in the future together.
Oh,
Whether it's a year
100%.
from now or 3, it will happen. It will happen.
100%.
I'll even create a comedy festival just to invite you.
Why not? I'll even do the same thing.
Exactly. Cool, dude.
All right, well, Garth, thank you so much, and I look forward to next week.
Thank you, Martin. Me too, dude. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, man.
And take care. Take care, New Zealand. I'll catch you guys on the roundabout.
Yes, take care, South Africa.
Awesome.
See you,
Cheers,
man.
dude. Take care.